Oh, hello, and welcome back for day 9 of the FrankenGames, my video series in which I'm looking at every single Frankenstein video game ever made. I think the number is still up in the 80s. It fluctuates day to day as I find new things and keep doing research, but it's a lot of games, suffice to say. So I'm covering multiple games per day. Today is day 9, which means we have a bunch of exciting games coming up. They're exciting to me for sure. But before that, of course, this is all based on Mary Shelley's book called Frankenstein from 1818. And I open every day or every video with a random quote from that book. So today it is, "When falsehood can look so like the truth, who can assure themselves of certain happiness?" And I think that just points out that the big question of like, what is reality, right? Because if you believe something and you're happy in that belief, and then it turns out it's a lie, or it turns out it's, whatever you believe in is or you think isn't what you thought it was, then happiness is interrupted, I'd say, right? Because you were content, you were in your lane, and suddenly a big rig is cut across your lane, cut you off. You're sent off into a different lane, and you have to reconsider your whole approach. So I don't know what that metaphor was about, but there you go. That's another quote from the old book that's kicked off this whole Frankenstein craze. All right, now we move on to game 1. We've been in the 90s for a while. The 90s has been bountiful in terms of Frankenstein video games, but this is the beginning of the end. This trio of games I'm looking at today will be the end of the output from the 90s, and it's very. And I think I know why this happened, but we'll touch on that as we go. But yeah, the first game is from 1994. It's Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, a video game licensed video game based on the movie of the time, also called Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, which was kind of like a companion piece to Bram Stoker's Dracula, which released like 2 years before this. That also got video games. So a couple of years later, they kept this concept of like, hey, what if we make like a real version of the story that features, or that is closer to the original story, as opposed to the movie versions, which I think Universal really kind of took over these properties when they kicked off these movies in like the 30s. So this was like Francis Ford Coppola and his production company saying like, hey, let's make some movies that are like scarier and more edgy, there's more violence, there's more blood, there's more sex, all the usual things that the 90s brought to us. So yeah, this was based on a movie. This first game was on Genesis and SNES, developed by Bits Corporation, and brief description is that the player goes through a number of levels, battling anything that attacks the wooden stick. Does not sound exciting at all, but we'll see if the actual game is exciting once we get into it. So yeah, we're in SNES territory. There was the choice of Genesis or SNES. I chose SNES because it looks cooler. It has some nicer like visual effects that I liked. So this is the one. And I'm going to really quickly lower my volume because it's a little too loud. There we go. Sony was the production company on the movie, I believe. What is that? Graphic. Bits Corporation, I know. Ingolstadt, Bavaria. This is all like set up for this game that is based on the movie. Am I supposed to press a button? No, it's gonna go. Okay. Oh, I lost my train of thought. I was gonna say something. It's fine. I'll say a lot of somethings. That foreground element there is missing on Sega Genesis. I don't know what was going on there, what memory constraints required that, but yeah, there are just certain visual elements. This scene looks cooler on SNES. Like the Genesis version lacks the lightning. It doesn't have quite the, it doesn't set the stage as effectively as this SNES version does. So yeah, this was a big deal because I think this was the first big breakaway from the Universal style monster in popular culture. Like, like we all know I've talked about this before. The Frankenstein with the flat head and the bolts. That's all Universal. They established that template, but so this was these creators saying, hey, you know, we can retell the story, and along the way we could redesign this creature to look more human, I guess, like just a really messed up human who's had a bad time. All right, let's start the game. All right, level 1 is Ingolstadt. This is where Victor Frankenstein studied and where he ultimately did create the creature. And as you can tell, it's a platformer. Old school 2D platformer. We've certainly looked at a lot of those through the 80s and 90s, especially the 90s. I think I picked that up. Yeah, I pressed it down, so I got to pick that up. Do I take damage? All right, A button is to swing, or not A, Y button. On SNES, it's the Y button. Swing the stick, shoot a lightning bolt. That's interesting. Not exactly something from the movie. Oh, that's right. My train of thought was just the fact that they redesigned Frankenstein to be, again, more edgy, more like spooky as well, I think. Because neck bolt Frankenstein isn't exactly scary anymore. Oh, look at that, I'm interacting with the environment. And I'm taking damage. So this is interesting because Frankenstein, the creature, is meant to be like superhuman. Like the book establishes this idea that like he's bigger than average humans, he's stronger, he's faster, he needs less food. Are they gonna keep respawning that guy? Oh, that's a jerk move already. I'm already displeased. What does this accomplish? I'm guessing I have to open that somewhere. Not here. Oh! Why would... Oh. Okay, we have some environment traversal. I like... boring environment traversal, just going through corridors. Oh, I can pick up stuff. Or at the very least I can put my stick on fire. What happens if I shoot lightning? Oh, I lose health. That's what happens. Can I murder this innocent woman? No, they're not gonna let me. No way. No, they're not allowing that. How do I climb stairs? Like that. So this whole level appears to be based on a scene in the movie in which the creature is trying to escape, and he freaks people out because he's, you know, you saw him, he's pretty scarred, he's pretty messed up. Okay, we just went all the way back to the start. So as usual in these videos, I'm not trying to play these games all the way through, but I do like to make some kind of progress towards something. So I would say in this instance, let's try to complete this level. This is straight out of Urban Champion. Old lady dropping flower pots. Well, I would love to leave, if you let me. Oh, I've been here, haven't I? It's a very awkward jump animation. But, I mean, it does look like they're trying to keep this more, realistic, I guess. I don't recall at all what I got from going inside these doors. So we're not gonna do it. I have to pull one switch, then pull a second switch? I don't recall. The jumping is not the worst. Oh, great. Missed that. Like, I find that I am able to pull off the jumps that I need to, you know, perform. Like on these... Well, that was the case, but now it's not. And now this... I need to pull the switch one more time. I suppose it is noteworthy that they do make the creature the protagonist, or the player character. Because the movie... Yeah, the movie you spend most of your time with the doctor, and then the original story kind of splits between them, but generally you are still with Victor the whole time. So it's, yeah, it's curious that they chose the creature as the protagonist here. But really, you don't have the story without the creature's perspective. That's the whole... That's kind of the whole thing about Wow, really? About Frankenstein. Another barrier. Oof, killing me. I don't want to kill you, old lady, but you're forcing my hand. What is this? Oh, it's just a path. I guess I should... No. I was gonna say, I guess I should use the lightning attack, but... No, that's like half my health. I'm already down to half my health. Dodge this guy. Whoa. Hey, that's cool. I don't know what that accomplishes. Probably this, yeah. I'm not a fan of enemy design where you take damage just for touching them. That's pretty weak. But also super common in this era of games, of course. Ugh. Now what? Well, we have a platform here in the middle. It's gotta be this one, right? Yeah, definitely. I was wrong. I mean, it does send it upward. But I need it to go downward. Oh, Alright, yeah, they're not gonna let me beat up an innocent NPC, side character, without a weapon. Alright. I don't know. I have 3 games to look at. I'm already this far in. Alright, we're gonna pause here. Well, there you go. That's Mary Shelley's Frankenstein from 1994. A game that is, I don't know, not immediately compelling to me to continue. But, if you like Mary Shelley's Frankenstein 1994, guess what I have for you? That's right. More of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein from 1994, this time for the Sega CD peripheral that you would attach to your Sega Mega Drive / Sega Genesis. Here we go. So yeah, this game developed by Psygnosis, an adventure fighting hybrid, and you'll see what that means, based on the same movie. This is fascinating. I guess unusual. No, actually, no. This was the tail end of the period where you could have a license from like a movie, and you could find different developers to make different kinds of games based on that same property. And that's what we have here. We have this company, Sony, reaching out to different developers so that they could each make their own version of this movie. It's really interesting. I will tell you now, I am emulating, of course, and that does affect the opening visuals, so just you are warned. And also, this intro is so long. Like, I cannot believe it looks like they're trying to flex. They're like, hey, look what we can do, but they took it way too far. I'll just say that. But just steel yourself. Now we're in the ring. Hit late 90s movie The Ring. Oh no, we're not. This is just it's just the developer logo. Yeah, if you want to watch this intro without all this like encoding nonsense. I think I just watched a long play by Nintendo Complete that had all of this intact. Or at least it didn't look so funny. So yeah, if you want to watch the pure version of this, you can find the long play on YouTube. Yeah, I've been reading some academic papers, of all things, about Frankenstein in video games. And one person did point out something I hadn't considered, which is these games, I guess every game probably, dispenses with like the setup, the lead up to the creation of the creature. Every game is uninterested in exploring like Victor Frankenstein's life before the point that he's made a monster. But with good reason. Maybe. In a video game, you kind of have to like, kind of get to the action, so to speak, and so with Frankenstein, Victor Frankenstein, before he creates the creature, is just kind of like a student. He's just like a college student, writing papers, I suppose. So yeah, it is very, very necessary to get to this point where the monster's been made, and then we can go from there. Man, I have a nose itch. During this very dramatic scene. Very dark scene. Again, you can't put too much stock in these visuals through this emulator because it's just not looking perfect, but I think we can surmise that without all this like corrupt line stuff, this is crunchy as hell, right? This is like, to fit this really long cutscene into the Sega CD disc, they had to like really compress the heck out of it to make it work. And all of this is ultimately just to show us the monster emerging from this like machine that Victor Frankenstein has built. It goes on like this. It's just another angle, another angle, another angle, another angle. And then we just kind of pan the camera around from that angle. I can tell you this is the point where he releases electric eels slithering through the tube into the tank with the body. That's how, in the 1994 movie, that's how he gets electricity. Right? Like, the original book, I don't think goes into detail on how the mechanics of the creation, or the resurrection of the creature. Of course, the original Universal movie uses lightning. A lightning bolt comes down and lights up the creature. And again, in this movie, they decided, like, electric eels, why not? So that's what just happened. There's a bunch of electric eels squirming around. There's one slithering out. Gross. Yeah, eels can't crawl on the ground. They would die because they're water creatures. They're not snakes. Also, the fluid in there isn't water, it's amniotic fluid. There's a scene in the movie where they show Frankenstein bribing a woman to, like, for the bucket of, like, fluid as a woman's giving birth. Basically, I guess at the time, women gave birth by standing. They kind of lean against something and are standing up to, you know, I guess to use gravity to get the thing done. And yeah, there's a woman, like an assistant woman for the doctor, who's collecting the fluids, and she sells them to Victor Frankenstein. And that's how we get the stuff that the creature needs to come alive. Even that part, which should have been a quick, like... Actually, no, in the movie, he basically explodes out of the tank. The lid just pops off violently. So even that, they couldn't even get that in the intro. In any case, there you go. I'm not a cutscene skipper. Any playthrough I record, I will never skip cutscenes or dialogue. So there you go. We held to that in this. Oh no. I might have to use keyboard, because I forgot to set up the controller. Do we have a start button? What do we have? Oh, here we go. I found a button that cooperates. Music test. Nope. I don't need any of this. What is this? Oh, left, right. They're just explaining how to toggle the options. Alright, let's go. I don't know if you noticed, there's a practice fights option. More slow pre-rendered cutscene. This is wild. I do want to play another Sega CD FMV game just to see how their pre-rendered cutscenes look, because this is rough. Alright, so we're in the lab. We've been there for so long now. Can we advance? Can we proceed? There it is. We're the monster. We're in the world. But look at that. First of all, look at that animation. That's pretty smooth. They put a lot of bucks into their animation in this game. Moving pretty slow and hobbled, just like in the platformer. So this is fine. A button. That gets us. I think it's the A button. Who knows? I'm using a keyboard. That's the inventory at the top. You can see me scrolling around, but we have no items, so that doesn't matter. I'm pressing other buttons just to see if anything happens. Nothing else is happening, so if we approach this direction, what happens here? Electric eels. So that's telling us don't do that. So what we have here is basically a point-and-click adventure. You wander around a space. Oh, acid. So that did cause damage as well. We're wandering around, we're looking for items, we have an inventory menu. Alright, picked up some bread. Picked up a bottle of Dissolve Away. So somewhere, we have to dissolve away something. And just to be as gross as possible, what we're going to dissolve is some living things. Alright, let's pick the... Wait, what? Oh, there you go. I'm guessing A button is the menu, B button is inspect. Stand next to the target and depress the plunger. There we go. I used the acid, killed those eels, super dead. What a way to go. But there you go, that's our first little puzzle solved. Interesting how both games don't even have Victor in the scenes. No, the first game did have him in the opening cutscene. This one, for some reason, they just decided, like, nah, you don't have to see Victor, Frankenstein, don't worry about it. Bread? I'm guessing bread is as a health item, so I'll leave that alone. Let's go outside. I can tell you right away, of these two experiences, with the platformer and this, I'm liking this one a lot more already. I think it lends itself to... well, yeah, I was trying to think of the words, but the movie is very story-driven. It is a drama, right? This is about the people and what they're going through, so I think for a story like this, it makes more sense. Oh, I think that's Victor. Yeah, that must be. And he's surprised that the creature speaks at all. Yes, I speak, and read and think, and know the ways of man. Alright. In the original book, it takes him months and months to learn what words are, and how to read words, and how to speak words. In the movie, he picks it up a lot more quickly, but not this quickly. In this game, it's just like, right away, he's got the whole thing down. Yeah, in the movie that's how they justify him learning to speak so quickly, is he does have a human brain, so he supposes that somewhere in that human brain that the stuff still, the knowledge is still there of all this. Yep, trace memories in the brain. You are my creator. Why am I here? You know, Robert De Niro is in the role. I don't recall if he does an accent. He does a slight accent, certainly not a British accent or anything. Because pretty much every other actor in the movie is British. It's all British people who are playing characters that are like Swiss, because this story takes place in Switzerland, Geneva area. So, but naturally, in these stories, it's like, British is European enough, that's fine. So now Victor's freaking out because he created a monster. And now he's telling the creature, come here so I can kill you, I guess? No way. I hadn't gotten this far in my first peek of the game. We're doing it. We're doing it. Wow. This is wild. So the instinct to create an adventure game, like I said, that makes sense. But then somebody somewhere said, hey, this has to be an action game. This cannot be an adventure game. The kids will hate it. We just got our ass kicked by Victor Frankenstein. That's sad. That's really sad. I hope it's not a game over. No. Oh. What is that heart? Oh man, I hope they don't... Like, there should be no penalty for dying in a fight. I'll just say that. I don't recall there being a fight scene during this part. Victor does freak out, and the creature runs off because he's, you know, ashamed or whatever. I guess I should block more. Wow. Oh man, I have to learn. No, there's no way I'm gonna win It's gonna take me so long to figure out the movesets. Oh. I started off saying I would prefer this version. I guess I still would. Oh look, I lost a heart. So there are lives, which means I'm probably about to lose for good. This first fight is kicking my ass. Blah 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 blah. Oh man, don't tell me there's like Street Fighter maneuvers in this. There's jumping, of course. I mean, kind of a boring fighting game if you're limited to the one character, so that's a bummer. Are you kidding me with the damage this guy does? He's like a nerdy college student. How is... I don't believe this at all. This is completely unbelievable that he would be kicking the creature's ass. There's no way. I'm just spamming. I'm just gonna spam. It's like every fighting game. Just spam until you win. I wonder if I'm hindered by being on a keyboard. That's it. I mean, I don't recover from that. I mean, that's a good enough look, I'd say. We got to the first fight, got completely wrecked by some little college white boy nerd from Switzerland. C'est la vie. Sometimes that's just what life throws at you. But I'm gonna say that is enough of that. So that was the second game. Now we're gonna move on to the third and final game of the evening. Frankenstein, Through the Eyes of the Monster from 1995. Released for Windows, Macintosh, and Sega Saturn. Amazing Media Inc. is the developer. And brief description, this interactive movie puts a new twist on Frankenstein. You are the monster. Yeah, here's the thing. I've been playing all of these video games since they started releasing in '81. And I can tell you, later on when I put together my pie chart showing all the protagonists and how many times was the player the creature and the doctor and the assistant and blah blah blah, we're gonna find that most of the time we are the creature. So yeah, this description, I don't believe you. I'm calling shenanigans on you, whoever wrote that. Alright, so yeah, we're playing this game, the Windows version, packaged by a site called the Collection Chamber. It's a fantastic site. They do amazing work. I don't know what's going on with these shortcuts, but we'll leave that alone because we're launching this. So basically, Collection Chamber will take these classic abandonware games, wrap them up into installers, basically, and that allow you to just click and go. Like, you don't have to deal with any of the setup, any of the usual hassles involved. I don't know why the cursor is stuck there, but we'll leave it alone. Frankenstein through the eyes of the monster.
Where am I?
Oh no, Papyrus.
What is happening to me?
Gabrielle? Gabrielle! Where are you?
I don't want to remember this.
Gabrielle! Come
Pay
back!
attention to that voice.
Who's calling at this hour?
I'm sorry, Philip, but you are under arrest for the murder of your daughter, Gabrielle.
But I...
Just come along. Now!
Oh wait, that was not the voice.
Crime of murder, your own daughter. I sentence you to hang by the neck until dead. May God have mercy on your soul.
I'm innocent!
Go ahead and let him hang.
That looks like they had no budget for an opening cutscene. So they were like, we have the VO. Why don't we just set the VO against a spooky castle and call it a day?
Dear God. Where?
He's alive. Alive! I have created life. There. That will make you feel better. A toast. In celebration. I have made a man.
What was that? That was a weird sound you made there. Mr. Tim Curry. That's Tim Curry. This was his FMV game era. He was showing up left and right. That's where we get the famous, like, space line. He was in, I think it was a Command & Conquer game, which had FMVs. Yeah, he was just showing up all over the place in these games. So here he is, as the scientist, who has seemingly revived a guy that was sentenced to death for killing his daughter. I think that's who we are. Alright, I clicked, and now... Oh, I'm really annoyed that the cursor's there, but what are you gonna do? Is that live action? Yeah, that was live action. That was a hand doing something.
My hand. It's... Good God. It's
Good
the
God.
hand of a woman. What has this vile bastard done to me?
Oh, there's a difference. This creature, who is we are the creature, is instantly aware of who he was, of the fact that something horrible has been done to him. Apparently. I'm just gonna keep clicking.
You can stand, and you're walking. No residual dizziness. Excellent. Can you hear me?
Oh, here's it.
Anything? Perhaps you can read lips. No. You must be able to hear. Perhaps the cat's got your tongue.
That desk is
You've no
fake,
idea how
right?
close to the truth that statement is.
Speaking of compression, look at the compression on him. This is Windows 3.x.
I remember I was hung, put to death, and now, in a laboratory? I'm an experiment. Of course, how fitting. This place thick with evil, this mad doctor.
Can I navigate? Oof. Uh-oh. We might have some cursor issues. Hold on, let me see if I can... There it is. I have got a whole multiple cursor situation or mouse situation, so whatever. I figured out how to get us going. Can I grab something? No. Yeah, I mean, I was talking about how Tim Curry was in a lot of FMV games, but this is the era of the FMV game. But this has to be post-Myst, because that's the first thing that comes to mind here, right? It's mostly pre-rendered CG. There's Mr. Curry there, just gonna stand in all still, frozen, because he can't always be moving. Who was walking around? Oh, this is Myst as hell.
Energy, matter, life. Everything we see, feel, touch, hear, taste is one of two things, mass or energy. Simple, yes?
Yes. Okay.
Unholy energies crackle from these diabolical contraptions. Surely they could not be of earthly origin.
A problem I'm spotting is the protagonist voice actor kind of sounds like Tim Curry. There's some... They sound too similar. That was a casting mistake. They needed to cast someone who does not sound like Tim Curry. I would guess that Tim Curry came later. Like, they got the voice actors, and then they wanted someone famous to be the scientist, and Tim Curry came in and recorded this stuff later on, but this is all speculation. I have no idea. I've read nothing about
Judge
the creation.
Rothenbush blaming me for the disappearance of children from other villages? That lying coward.
Wait, who? Where? Where's the story about us? No idea. Alright, well, I assume there's a click cursor? There it is.
Do I know this man? He looks so familiar.
So there's a grab icon, there's like an interact icon. Okay, now we're moving on. Oh! I mean, still very much a Myst thing, but the game this reminds me of even more, like a game I've played for this channel, is Star Trek Deep Space Nine Harbinger, a game from 1996, I want to say. I think it was 6. It might have also been Windows 3.x. But yeah, that was a game that is like this. It's a bunch of single screens, and some of the characters are pre-rendered animations, like Tim Curry was there, except of course he's live action. That game used CG characters, which of the two, early CG versus live action, give me live action. That looks better for sure. So this team made the right choice. Can I grab that? Can I poke at that? I wonder if there's still a scientist out there with a hanging skeleton in their laboratory.
I have created life, proving once again what I have always known to be true. Modesty be damned! I am a genius!
You've created a living being, and now you're going to let that being wander around freely in your lab. Sounds like a bad idea to me. That's a nice touch that some games like this don't have. The little, like, fade transition from scene to scene. Very small thing, but it does help. Because otherwise, when you're just going from scene to scene, but it's like sudden cuts, it's, yeah, it does not feel very good to
I have uncovered a new material, an undiscovered element, number 86 on this periodic table. I call it Lifestone.
Right.
As you see on this board, the energy spectrum contains a narrow band of energy which is the essence of life, energy L. It interacts with cells and tissue in ways I cannot yet explain, but you are evidence of its remarkable powers.
So we're getting some lore dumping or exposition. I want to pick up those bright green beakers, but they're not going to let me. Yeah, that just goes back to where we were. Oh, rope. Wait, can I escape? Use the rope to escape?
Perhaps I should leave this here.
Oh, yes. That is the reason you and I are having this conversation, Philip. The sole reason is because of Energy L. Well, to be specific, Energy L and the Lifestone crystal, of course. Now, gently put it back on this shelf.
Hold up.
Obviously, there's more to this crystal than the doctor wants me to know. I'll examine it again later, when he is more deeply into his work.
Can I just talk to him? I just want to talk to him right now.
I just hope, Philip, that you turn out better than the last experiment. The flesh grew so uncontrollably thick and twisted, like pork butt. You look confused. Actually, you look dazed, but dazed is good. It's still early for you, Philip.
Like pork. That was a good reading. Whoever captures Tim Curry line readings, him saying pork butt was good. I liked it. Alright, well I want to do something of note. But we're already running up against my unofficial goal of keeping these videos under an hour.
The servants have set up a room for you on the lower level. Please make yourself at home. A word of caution. Though you have had a serious concussion, to say the least, if you were to fall asleep, well, it would probably be fatal. Of course, dying itself is not a problem, but the hemorrhaging, it could cause more damage to your brain.
What was the point of that? Just to tell me not to go to sleep? That's weird. Yeah, one thing I'm seeing here as we get into games with cutscenes is that's going to really pad out my playthrough time in these videos. Because prior to this, the 80s and the early 90s, it's the simplest kinds of games. There's no cutscenes. It's just like, get in, start doing some stuff. So I'll just note to myself, I guess. I'll have to keep that in mind. Yeah, let's just get the heck out of here. Alright, so we're on a lower level.
That looks like a vastly improved version of that Russian scientist Tesla's lightning coil.
Oh, again, I thought that was Tim Curry talking. I was like, what? He's following me? What's going on? But no, that is us, the protagonist. Can I do this? Okay, we're missing a power source, I suppose, for this thing. Nothing there. Nothing there. Go to the right. Nothing there. Yeah, let's just keep on going down. I did click on that? Yeah, nothing happened there. What's this door? Hey, we're outside? That feels pretty significant to me. But also, the objective is not clear yet of what I am meant to do. Like, I've heard it said by people who used to make these kinds of adventure games that you need to clarify to the player immediately a goal. Like, here is a goal, here is a thing you can do right now, and you can work toward it. And then ideally, you have multiple goals, so you can work toward one goal, and if you get stuck or confused, you can switch to a different goal and wander around, and you can feel like you're making progress. Like right now, I have no clue what's going on. besides just, like, free roam so that I can explore the environment. There's a rope here. Oh, we have ourselves a little puzzle. I don't know what this will do, but we'll see. Oh, come on. Yeah, this is where, you know, if there was a camera, you could move. I would have... If we imagine the camera is, you know, our eyeballs, the camera should have followed that cannonball to wherever it headed. I think it did this. Interesting. Why do I want...
I have to leave this here.
Hold on, why would I want a rope in that scene? Alright, let's keep going. Wait, we are still in the same place, aren't we? Wait, what is this? Nothing. Hold up. What's going on? There we are. So we have a rope that we can stretch. But where do I put it?
I have to leave this here.
They let me do more of this? I guess I'll keep going. Limited supply. It's worth noting. Alright, well, we broke something. Oh, did it fall through the hole? I think it fell through the hole. Alright, let's look for the hand icon.
I have to leave this here.
Okay, well, it is a universal truth that a point-and-click adventure does not demo well, I suppose. One needs time to really, like, think through things. So, I think I am just about at the end of this portion of the video. Unless I can think of something else to do. Let's do this. Let's talk to the doctor one more time, just to get one more bit of Tim Curry here in this playthrough. In fact, again, if I could just have a conversation with him, that would be good. If I can find him. Oh, come on, Tim Curry, you gotta be somewhere. Oh, there he is. How do I talk to him? He's like dodging me. As I circle the room, he seems to be going around. Alright, he's in his chair. Let's go forward. Turn to the right. Forward. No, they're not going to let me. I guess he's sitting behind this console. No, I don't like this. It looks like they're not just going to let me walk up to him for a conversation. Because he should be... There he is. What? Tim Curry. Ooh. What did that accomplish? I have no clue. I can't move this, I can't highlight it, I can't do anything with it. Come on, Tim Curry. I need one more Tim Curry line to be satisfied and call it a day. They're not gonna give it to me. Maybe if I poke at something, he'll have to talk about it. I've been upstairs, right? Pretty sure. I think. Wait, maybe not. No, we have not been up here. Alright, more puzzle stuff that we'll have to come back for later. We can look at this thing. Okay, well, that was, I guess that was something. There it is.
I have a theory. No, it is more. Energy moves, it flows like waves, mixing, shaping, affecting matter. Visible light is a particular energy wave, as is sound, electricity, and heat. Ergo, life itself is also an energy wave, a specific vibration. It is that simple. The mystery of life exposed.
Oh, is that all? Yeah, that sounds simple. Okay, well that's it. There we go. That's the end of my time with Frankenstein through the eyes of the monster. And I think that's it. That's it for this video and for day 9 of the FrankenGames. Didn't like the first platformer. I don't think it had enough going on. The second game was more compelling, but the fighting mechanics, that's rough. You think you're playing a point-and-click adventure and suddenly it's a fighting game. I think that's a weird mashup and it's too extreme a shift. And that first fight should have been way easier. So that's that game. And then this one's interesting. I like everything going on. I like that Tim Curry's in it, of course. It's always fun to see Tim Curry in something. So this one I would continue playing. I like it. And again, thanks to the collection chamber, it's just available. It's something that anyone can check out if they have a Windows machine anyway, and they want to play through it. Or I guess you can also try the other versions, like the Saturn version. That's got to be interesting. I should have kept that up. Oh, I could have made this a Sega trilogy. Sega Genesis, Sega CD, Sega Saturn. I blew it. Video ruined. Oh well. But that's it for today. Thanks for watching. And tomorrow's day 10, and we'll make a big leap into the future because things kind of shift after this point in time. But yeah, until that video, that's it for this one. I'll see you.